What's up, guys? My name's Azraeleternity, and welcome back to the MineSanity server. Today is just going to be more of an update video, show you guys what I've been working on, that sort of stuff, simply because I've already done a whole bunch of work. Originally, it was on camera. However, because I wasn't paying attention, my microphone wasn't on. You guys will never see it. Anyways, so a bunch of stuff I've been working on. I've made a significant amount of progress in the Chaos Mines, which is where we're going to head off to. It's nowhere near complete. There's still so much that I want to do in there, but it's getting there. I put a few hours into it, quite a few hours into it over the past few days. Not like a insane amount or anything, but put some time into it. Put some love into it. And here we are. So this area right here is just more where I'm storing all of my crap for the moment. It's not going, none of this is going to be here. Up at the top there will be a little bit of starting gear like food and torches to help the player along. But for the most part, this is a lot of what it's going to look like. It's going to have all these pits and like burrs and just holes and stuff like that all around to give the player like a very unfinished feeling in this area. Some of the transitive sort of areas are going to be, there's going to be staircases, there's going to be ladders, and then there's also going to be these guys up here, which is essentially this area got mined out. There's a whole bunch of resources in here, and it ended up leading into a different part of the area that somebody else has already been digging in. So as you can see, this area hasn't been worked on. I haven't expanded it out or anything, but it's more just to show the concept of that sort of non-standard move upward. And like I said, there's the stairs, but I want to show you over here all these pits and burrs and holes in the ceiling. But this is something that I'm not sure I'm going to introduce early on. I mean, it's going to be in the Chaos Mines, but I don't know if it's going to be in any sort of tutorial area. But a lapis block with an iron door signifies a treasure room. And that name might be changed, but treasure room works for now. And what this is essentially just like it sounds, a treasure room. It's going to have a couple of chests that will have gear inside of it that will be random. It might be something really good for the player, like it might have a lever, it might have diamond gear, it might have iron gear, or it could have, you know, leather gear and wooden weapons and stuff, and like 2 arrows, those sorts of things. But it will usually have a workbench. It will also have a bed, and it will typically have an anvil, or it might have a brewing stand, which most of the time players won't be able to use. But it will have some things that the player can access. And the whole purpose behind it is that this is sort of a risk reward, because not by default these will not have a lever on them. This one is just to show the area off without the player having to use a lever. But you'll have to use a lever to open it, and it's a risk reward in that you might get something that's really good, you might get something that's really bad. So the player has to kind of weigh whether or not a lever is worth discovering what's in these treasure rooms. Typically, most likely, I'm going to have enough levers in the map that can open all of the treasure doors. And probably most of them, at least, without having to open treasure doors or treasure rooms to get those levers. It's just going to be they're really hidden, and players might have to look really hard in order to find them. So, but that is the idea behind treasure rooms. The other thing with the Chaos Mines is that this is supposed to loop around a lot. Like this is going to loop around to another area. This ladder is going to lead over to an area that we've already been to. If you look, this is our starting area. that's going to lead down to that first, where I said it was going to loop around. It's probably going to end up looping around to that pathway somewhere. And then there's this, which is a torch room. And all this really is making the player work a little bit to get these resources. I could have just plopped down a chest and said, oh, here's torches. But it also makes it seem like could be a trap, because who knows what's underneath that chest. It could be trapped. And it just makes the player work a little bit, because they have to knock down all of these torches to get them. That sort of thing. So that's the idea behind it. And players need torches in order to light up these areas. So there'll be pockets of these in probably all of the areas, just to mess with people. And then we're going to have Squeaks. Where'd he go? Oh, he's in there again. You die. Because I don't like you. Area that needs to be worked on. And then there's going to be these little pockets that are specifically made in order to encourage mob spawns in those areas, so that they can come down in here and harass the player. Or players, depending on how many. But lots worked on, lots still plenty to do. And then there's going to be these sorts of little areas where it's, player can climb up here and there's like a loot chest or something, like right there. I just realized I don't have a shovel. Those sorts of things. Whole bunches of stuff to confuse players and give them, advantages and disadvantages. Lots of fun stuff. So that is what I've been working on for the Chaos Mines. There's still plenty that I'm going to be doing with it. It's just a matter of having the time to work on it and getting the resources together to be able to work on it. I haven't found, in any of my caving and stuff doing these, I haven't found any diamonds. So, I'm not going down very far. Like, we're at 48. I think the lowest area goes down to maybe 30. So I haven't gotten down to diamond level as far as those go. But resources are scarce, so I have to limit what I'm doing based on what resources I have, and then I have to go off and find... Oh, look, it's snowing again. I have to go off and find, stuff to replace it with. Like, I just came back from a big enchanting trip at the Dual Blaze Farm, which was a pain. But I got a whole bunch of books, and I also got plenty of... Don't shoot me, don't shoot me! Ooh. A whole bunch of enchanted shovels was one of the things that I was in need of. And I got a few enchanted axes. Like, there's... Anything that's a shovel or an axe that isn't that one is brand new. Probably should have brought that guy to enchant. That would have been smart. But yeah, and then I got probably about a double chest full. Some of these I already had. I'm going to say probably 35 books or so are new. And that was after combining down a whole bunch. And let me see, is there any in here? Should be... There we go. Multiple enchants on books. I didn't know this got added in. I only found it out when I found like a Unbreaking something else. So some of these are kind of cool. I actually combined... Let me see if I can find it. I don't know where it is in here. I had 2 Bane 4 Protection 3 books. There it is. And just for shits and giggles, I did Bane 5 Protection 4. Because, who knows which one I want. But I thought that was so amusing. And I had... I don't know where it is. I had 1 book with 3 enchantments on it, which is really crazy. I think I used it for something. Let's go ahead and sleep, get rid of the snow. And the other thing that I worked on, also on camera, but, well, I'd worked on it on camera, but I had to cut in between it, and I never got a chance to do it as a work in progress. This one. So this is the third area that the players will start in. All but probably this torch, might end up having it on the wall or something, will not be here. So this cave is going to be completely dark, and the player will be given a few torches, and they have to make it out of this cave alive. This is going to be the difficult starting area, but it will have some loot in here. Like there's a power 1 bow with very low durability, only a handful of arrows. There will be some stuff in this chest, you know, starting supplies like a stone sword or something along those lines. This area, there's going to be a chest, you can see it right there, that will also have loot, and then there's going to be a couple that are like hidden around corners. It's basically just because the area is going to be so dark, it might be difficult for the player to notice that these things are here. And it's also using a torch, you know, placing down a torch in order to find them. So, but this ends up leading outside, right next to the bridge. So that is the area 1 over there, area 2 right up there. You can actually see some of the stone brick. And this is going to be area 3 down in this cave here. I just need to block this off so that players can't get up to it, and it forces them out to go right here. So that is the idea behind it. As far as starting area 3, I still need to figure out how I'm going to do all of my how I would like to do all of my loot mechanics, because I would very much like to do just after the fact, like build everything and then just use the random loot generators to just creatively put it in there, but then that also takes away from the fact that it's going to be in survival. So I don't want to do that. I want to manually make all of the loot. The hard part, though, is iron. I would love to have iron materials, but it's the durability is taking forever to go down. Is essentially what it is. I've been running around in this iron set of armor for like days and haven't taken very much damage, but that's simply because we have health regen off. It's a pain. Mass cooker, cooking another rack into another brick, getting all that. Let's see, what else have I been working on? Oh, I have a new area sort of thingy that I've been working on. The working title currently is the Infernal Chasm. And what the chasm is going to be is... Let me pull up my notes. Stupid phone. So unprofessional. Scrolly, scrolly, scrolly. Oh, I had originally called it Soul Caverns, but I think Infernal Chasm sounds a little bit better. This area is nether themed with a large amount of soul sand for decoration. It will feature netherrack and nether brick to accent and have sun patches that will look and feel very creepy. Almost tempted to make this area to be in the nether just for the wither skeletons and gas, but then the players can simply avoid combating pigment. It will feature some maze aspects with the nether fortress tunnels. It will also have some parkour elements that the player can avoid using a lever to raise pistons, creating a bridge. I'm tempted to find an animated soul sand texture that the faces move, as well as a netherrack texture to make it bleed, so that this map will have a custom texture pack, but it's only going to be minor changes, things like that. Why do I want to use soul sand as one of the main things? This might have something to do with it. And that's not even all of it. That's why I had to go get the shovels, because my shovels broke. I guess I can probably show you. I have so much soul sand, it's ridiculous. So I'd made the decision, whoops, fell. Way to go. Again, uber professional. Uber professional. I decided to make a pathway down into the nether proper from my portal. And so I came down here, and there was glowstone right here, and I was super happy, because that's what I was doing this for, is for glowstone. And then I was just like, okay, here's a cliff's edge, we'll go down, and started going down through here, and look at all this soul sand. Oh, but it's on a cliff, so it's hard to get to. So I kept on going, and kept on going, and kept on going. This whole area is full of soul sand. This whole thing, up and where this wall is, full of soul sand. And you'll see, there's still more. All of this I have not mined out. There's a fair bit there. There's at least a couple of stacks. And, oh look, more soul sand. I don't even know how big this area is that's full of soul sand over there. So much soul sand. And there's glowstone, but it's above lava. I hate that. Hate that. I wish glowstone was more prevalent. And I don't even remember what's up here. Fire. But yeah. So that's what I have been doing. Jump and fall and fall. So lots and lots and lots of soul sand. So I decided, well, I might as well put it to good use because soul sand is very creepy. I still need to get that. Very conveniently, I have... Let me get some of this. 2-pillar up to it. Yeah, very conveniently, I have my soul cutter's pick on me. Delicious glowstone. Speaking of delicious glowstone, does anybody know what happened to Nebris? I have not seen a video from Nebris in so long. He's one of my favorite minecrackers, so it's very strange. Probably should make sure that I'm still subscribed to him. I can't imagine unsubscribing, but might have clicked something on accident. Oh, I'm not going to worry about the quartz for right now. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, but I'm using a nether brick to kind of light my path, or guide my path, rather. So I know where the hell to go, because I get lost in the nether so easily. But yeah, that's what's going on. I've been working on a bunch of stuff, and trying to find the time to record in these times. The only reason that I'm doing an episode right now and doing this update video is because my wife started work 2 hours before I had to, so I ran home and started recording. But yeah. So I think we're just going to cut it here. I don't have a whole lot of other stuff to show you. I wish that I did, but didn't have time. I'm just kind of throwing this together so you guys have an update as far as what's going on the server. I apologize that there's no Inferno mines, and there's I don't know when this will end up getting updated. There's not really any... Whatchamacrappit. Oh, League of Legends. There's no League videos. I ran out of my buffer and have had a streak of very bad games. Mostly because I don't have very strong champs. And so when I try to play a position I'm not used to, it ends up getting me in trouble. Because I'm not very good as an AD carry. I can so-so as support. I'm mostly a jungler. And sometimes mid, but not very well at mid. But again, don't have good champions, so that's what ends up with that. But lots of MineSanity videos. Lots to do. Tall-ass spruce trees, which I'm absolutely loving. The only downside, I have to have a 6x6 area that's clear of snow and planted in the middle, because spruce trees and apparently jungle trees are so messed up that they can't have anything within 2 blocks of them in order to get to grow. So I had to clear out 2 little areas that have all of this snow cleared so that I can grow them. But absolutely love it because it's so much more convenient to gather spruce wood that way than by individual trees. So very pleased with it. And then my big chunk of oak. So that's what's going on. I appreciate you guys. What did I say? I appreciate everyone watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video and be able to show you even more cool stuff that I have been working on. So thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace!